Excuse. Well, he'll be tardy. Excuse him.
David Williams,
I am here.
Elizabeth Stevens. Here. Susan Starkey. Here.
Okay, agenda item 3, accept the meetings of the previous meetings. We have 2 that were sent to you, July 13th and July 20th.
I make a motion to accept.
Accept the vote, or if you
Yeah.
do them individually. Okay. Any corrections, changes?
Individually, we want to have the July 20th meeting. So I don't know if you can vote on them in unison.
I make
So,
a
we'll-
motion to accept the first one.
Okay, so motion to accept July 13th. Okay. Any deletions, corrections? If none, all those in favor? I assume you're saying yes.
That was the one that I wasn't here.
You
No,
were.
you were. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. All right, so approve agenda item 3B, July 20th. I don't,
Do we need to delay this until Dave is here so that we have a quorum?
we'll come back, we'll circle back to B. Just remind me as we go back down. So agenda items 4, I just want to make, before we have anybody, for citizen forum, I just want to reiterate that this is a time to, we'll circle back. We'll do citizens, we already started it, so we'll circle back. This is a time for citizens to say what they want to say. This is not a time to be questioning whether Ms. Markham's here or people on the board. If you have something that you would like the board to make a decision on, please have it put onto the agenda like we had about the well testing. So that was a question from last time, and it was now been put on the agenda. So that said, is there anyone here who'd like to say something in citizen forum?
And after that, they're all afraid.
Well, the thing is, you want to make sure that we sometimes get into a back and forth, and this is not the time for us to be making decisions without fully considering. We would like to get it on the agenda, have everyone think about it before they comment.
Dave, I just have to make note that at 6:38, Mr. Dave Adams has.
Please note that it was tardy.
You guys all got an email. Nice try.
Okay.
I felt that though, all the way downstairs.
We'll go back to agenda item 3B. Accept the minutes of the July 20th, 2017 meeting. Entertain a motion. Second, okay. Any deletions, corrections? If none, all those in favor? Although, and 1 abstain. Okay. Agenda item 5, new business, appoint Andy Pelletier as a representative to the PHEP. And you want to say something about that?
Yes, this is the Regional Public Health Emergency Preparedness Group. We meet monthly. I am actually, thank God, no longer the vice chair of this, but it requires a vote of the board to appoint a representing person from the Board of Health in each town to represent to the town, which is a public health emergency preparedness.
So that's you.
Deja vu.
So you want me to make a motion? You want to have you?
Somebody should make a
I'll make a
motion.
motion to have Andy be the representative.
Second?
Discussion?
Discussion?
He's been,
What's
so.
that?
No.
He's an excellent representative, so I think
Okay.
we'll keep him.
So if there's no other recommendation for anybody else, anybody? Does anyone have any recommendation for anyone else? Anyone? If there, someone, okay, well, all those in favor? Here, okay, unanimous.
Hey, Chairman signature on that.
Okay,
I was confident.
okay. Okay, agenda items 5B, recommend Megan Denublia as to the town manager as the agent of the Board of Health for enforcement of tobacco regulations. And you have something to say about that first?
So we have a motion and the second is appropriate before discussion.
Okay. We'll make a motion.
And I'll
I
second
made
it.
a motion, and I'll second.
Okay.
As you may recall from a hearing we had regarding enforcement of a tobacco regulation or a tobacco enforcement, the attorney brought up that we were working with agents who were not appointed by the town as agents. So this is an attempt to correct that. This one and the next one, Eric Jacks, are both members of the Worcester Regional Tobacco Control Alliance, and they do our enforcement for us. In order for it to stand up in court, according to Mass General Law, any agent for the Board of Health has to be appointed as an agent for the Board of Health. So I'm just recommending that Megan and Eric be recommended for appointment to the town manager. Town manager has appointment power.
Okay. Any other discussion? If none, all those in favor? Unanimous of all present. Agenda item 5C, recommend Eric Jack to the town manager as agent of the Board of Health for enforcement of tobacco regulations.
Make a motion. Second.
Second, discussion?
Same argument before.
Okay. Any other discussion? If none, all those in favor? Okay. Unanimous. Okay, agenda items 5D, vote to continue our collaboration with Worcester Regional Tobacco Control.
Make a motion. Second.
Discussion?
This is a condition put on back when we first joined the Worcester Regional Tobacco Control. For whatever reason, the board at the time said that we will look at it yearly and revote to keep the collaboration going. We did vote on this in March, I believe, of this year, so it's not really due for a new vote yet, but I'm attempting to bring all of these seasonal votes to like one point so that we can just do them all and not have to worry about it for the rest of the year. And Maritza will know this is the time to put it back on the agenda and move it forward. So this is really just to keep the collaboration with Worcester going for the decision of the board back when we first started.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Just a second. Any other discussion from anyone here? Okay,
could I ask any costs to the town for that collaboration?
It is not. The Worcester Regional Tobacco Control works on 100% on grants. So it actually benefits them and us because they actually get more money with the more number of towns they have involved in it, and they can put that much more effort back into the towns they get involved in.
Okay, so thank you.
okay. Okay, if nothing else, all those in favor? Okay, unanimous. All right, agenda item 6, discussion and review, donation box regulations. You should all have a copy of that.
Make a motion for second.
What?
Well, we have to make a motion in a second in order to.
It's your motion to accept it, rather than.
I'm not sure that it's up for vote. What we're doing today would be to kind of agree that this is a good final document to put forth. The vote will actually come at the hearing that we'll schedule for the next meeting. This is just everybody to have the last opportunity to say, I like what we have on paper here. From this point forward, should we concur that it's a good document, I will advertise it appropriately with Mass General Law 11131. I will get a copy to all of the council members so that they know our concerns, our plans, and give them opportunity to comment back. Again, it is a Board of Health regulation. Council does not have a vote on this, but I think we would be remiss if we didn't include as many powers within the town as we can to get feedback from them. Thereafter, we will have the hearing, and provided nothing extreme happens that would make us change it in any dramatic fashion, we would either vote there or vote minor edits and vote at the following meeting after that, continue to vote at the following. But right now, it's just to agree that this is a document that we like, that we feel confident we can work with and move forward towards a hearing.
So the only thing I had when I looked on the legal side of what an unattended property means.
Yep.
You know, because I figured there would have been some. I found, you know, under the general laws, they consider 30 days, but nothing comes even close to this type of situation. It was really like homes and properties like that
You ready for this look of derision?
Right.
What the heck are you talking about?
So-
What came close to 30 days?
So unattended premises and property.
In Mass General Law?
Yeah,
What page?
Okay.
so I'm right.
It's on page 2 at the top.
It's in the definitions.
Okay.
It's under
Yeah,
definition.
Okay.
So we defined it at least 8 hours per day, at least 5 days a week, you know, excluding
Right.
periods of vacation, which makes sense. But I was just trying to find if there was a definition of what an unattended property was in general laws.
And I don't know where it was used, where the definition was used in the ordinance.
In restricted zones, a donation box shall not be located on an unattended premise or property.
Okay, then it doesn't jive, because one is what it is and one is what it can't be.
No, the definition is what an unattended property is. The law says a box cannot exist on an unattended property. To your point, even though a definition is located elsewhere, you are defining it for the purpose of this law. So if you want to call black green, and you write the definition of black is green,
Yeah.
then for this law, the definition of black is green. You write the definition as it applies to the law that you are applying the definition to.
No, I get it. Then there was nothing that really applied to this situation. It was really homes that nobody had been in it for 30 days. Some said 30 days, some say 45, but it's in that range there. So I just wanted like our regulations to if they possibly could jive. That was pretty much the only thing
The
that I
issue
saw.
is if I go that route and I allow a 30-day unattended property, that means for 30 straight days, that box is going to have, whatever that box ends up with outside it, and we're going to be the babysitters of that.
No,
box.
I
And
no,
that's
I
what we're
no.
trying to avoid.
I wasn't suggesting it, I was just trying to see if there was a definitions. So,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm not.
What's that? So, whatever,
There are a few things that I have, but I don't know
Okay.
whether you're ready to move on. All right, the first thing is on page 1, section 4, donation box definition. Any structure, container, location held out to public as a place to drop off tangible goods.
where are you?
Definition,
Page
donation
1,
box.
Definition.
section 4, definition, second
Yeah,
definition,
any
donation box.
structure.
Any structure containing a location held out to the public as a place to drop off tangible goods and to store such goods until carted away, which means the food pantries aren't going to be able to, are going to have to comply with this, and other donation centers such as the flea market that's at Sacred Heart Church, because you said it's a structure that accepts tangible goods. So that's so broad that right now, there are way too many places that would accept tangible goods, structures and otherwise. So it could be a box,
Could be a
portable,
building.
could be a structure in a building, so that overreaches. And then the unattended premises or properties, definition is fine, but I don't think it's necessary in the ordinance, as long as the ordinance says that it can't be overflowing, then it's covered. It doesn't matter whether it's attended or not attended.
The problem specifically is that, and I'll throw it out there exactly, we had one at Lucy's Laundry, a vacant piece of building, unattended piece of property that we were babysitting. And what I'm trying to do by saying that there has to be a presence on that property is that the presence on that property sees that box every day, and they can actually police it rather than having us burn our resources to police it.
It's also about knowing who's in charge also, so we don't end up in a situation where we have no idea who's in charge, who's responsible for it, if somebody has to be there.
It isn't consistent, or there isn't consistency, because your intention for the unintended property is good, but the fines in that aren't necessarily for the other person to pick it up. By being present or not, or policing on behalf of Southbridge, it's still just secondary to the main objective of keeping the place orderly and clean, no matter how often they're there or how much they're there. This unattended premises property isn't integral to the intent of the ordinance, and it does make it complicated.
Failure to put it in would create an undue complication on the enforcement side. A vacant piece of property or an unattended piece of property, I am now burdened with the additional burden, voice of the sentence, of locating that owner, the absentee landlord, bringing enforcement action, getting it into court, which they may be a million miles away. Whereas if the property is occupied, then there is an agent of that owner on the property.
If they have a permit, you have their information on record. So I'm just saying it's kind of over.
Board decision.
Yeah, I understand why that was there. We're not out to encourage donation boxes in the town, and we want to make sure that where they are, that they're in well-kept places, that it's being visited often, and that was the...
I'm completely with you, and I do want to get to the same place, but I do think that if we don't catch these
No, I
issues of
understand.
contention, then somebody else will, and it could lose momentum and come back in
No,
a negative
no.
way at a future time.
But I absolutely agree the structure thing needs to be changed, but I wouldn't have changed the unattended, because I think we need to make sure that that property is visited frequently. What that time frame is
So-
defined. But it's not just put on a vacant lot. That's what we want to make sure.
Well,
That's
but you do
whether-
that through the permitting process.
Well, theoretically, yes, but what if there's a piece of vacant land somewhere and a donation box just gets dumped there that's not permitted? And then you have the same issue where it's a dump job where we have the same situation that we've already incurred.
But the
It doesn't
unintended
happen.
premise won't do anything relative to your ability to enforce this. It's simply the fact that there's no permit that allows you to enforce the ordinance, not the fact that there's nobody that's looking at it.
Okay. I mean,
I'm just,
I know why we put that there, and I still maintain that we should, and this may get caught, and this may be brought up when we have a public hearing, to talk about this. And I mean, I definitely think we should fix the premise part beforehand, but this one I'm not in favor of. I don't know how other people would. Do you have others, so we can move on to, you said you had a list of them. I don't want to spend an hour.
those were the two
Those are the
major
two.
things that I
Okay.
noticed.
All right. So, are we all in agreement that we should be reworking the premise statement? to
Not
be-
at all. I believe
Okay.
we should be reworking the donation box.
What's that?
Donation box
Yeah.
definition, not the premise definition.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I looked at the structure. I just read structure, didn't actually look, okay. Are we in agreement that we should be defining the donation box a little tighter than it is here? Before we
Yeah, I
move
agree
forward?
with
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
Okay.
So I hate to throw this word in here, but what if we put any unintended structure, container, or location? We don't want people dumping stuff.
So that would fit most of what you
I
wrote.
don't care if nobody
No, I
does it,
mean,
I just care if there's garbage or nuisance.
no, but I was thinking like if you have Catholic Charities or whatever, I mean, that's a structure, contain a location, a place drop off tangible goods, but it would be attended. And so,
A food pantry would be attended,
would be attended, so,
Not 5 days a week.
but you can't drop off food at a food
unless
pantry
it's attended.
when nobody's there to receive
It
it.
still doesn't meet the definitions as they're written here.
Right, so if we put any attended structure, container, or location, that would, and I absolutely agree with you, I didn't catch that, but you're right, there are attended donation places that we should exclude from these laws.
Can we just define what we're excluding as in
No,
this?
that would be the
because-
same list, I mean, every time everybody would come, what about my type of list, what about my type of list?
So can we just agree to look at that and then move on?
We can bring it back,
And then-
this one's not as critical as this
And
other
then
list.
we can come back to that.
Those 2 points, if we can consider those and bring them back for final discussion at the next meeting, we'll look to adopt them in October.
Okay, and we still didn't get any closure about the unattended premise. I mean, Sue voiced her concern. I voiced
Did it go to
mine.
the attorney?
What's that?
Did it go to the
It
attorney?
did not, because we have not decided on final language. If I
Okay.
go to the attorney before we get final language and it comes back from the attorney and we do final language and I send it back to the attorney, then it starts getting expensive for the town. We've
So-
got to decide on final language, send it to him and let him make a final recommendation.
So, depending on what you two think, should we be also looking to rework the unattended premise property, as Sue suggested, to, or are we okay with the language as it currently is?
I would be comfortable with the attorney looks.
Okay.
Maybe decides
So let's
to
just leave it
strike
at that.
as.
Okay,
or-
that's good. All right, so we'll just point out to the attorney those 2 things that work.
Mine
Since
is,
it's yours.
well, mine is not, kind of is.
Okay.
So we want donation box consideration and we want unattended property consideration.
So those are the 2 things here too.
Use the word box. That's what
No problem.
Okay. So, solid waste regulations, agenda item 6B. Solid, you are all given a copy of that.
Okay, same proposal, we'll have one final opportunity. If the board is happy with the language, I'll get it to councilors for their feedback, I'll get it to the lawyer, and we will schedule a hearing for 1 month or whatever our meeting in September is. August, September.
Are we okay? Are we all set? Okay.
I'm good with it.
I think we
Because, we went through this.
went through this
So really,
one.
it's just.
But we're
so
sure we
many-
missed some things. Okay?
Well, that's where we have.
That's perfect.
Well, that's where we have
It's the first
suicide.
cycles.
Because,
Yeah, and then we have the public hearing to get,
Right.
even
and we
more,
get-
because
we get the other
sometimes
feedback and.
we don't consider certain aspects. Okay. If nothing else, a fee schedule, agenda item 6C, the fee schedule.
Okay, brought the fee schedule forward.
So what was the end result of this? Did you vote to move it forward or?
No. Just go through it.
Solid
For
waste
which one?
is
Solid waste, I thought we just,
determined to be all set to move forward.
did we need a vote, or,
It's a concurrence at this point, the vote will be on the hearing.
Right.
right, we're not
Vote will be
voting
put
to
up.
approve it, we're just saying move forward. Okay.
I'll start with this one.
Right,
Where's my other one?
he's got,
You took it. Yes, you did. Right,
So-
within
schedule,
the
yeah.
fee schedule, I'm proposing that we bring the fee schedule today, bring it forward with donation boxes, because we have to figure out a fee for the donation boxes, for the permit. So we need to adopt that within our fee schedule. At the same time, we have a policy that we developed when the blue building went into action for small, taller trucks. It was voted as a policy, we never had a hearing on it, so it's not an official fee. We need to bring that back and make the correction in add that to our fee schedule. And then this board had extensive discussions back and forth, up and down, on and off regarding nonprofits. Sometimes we waive nonprofit fees, sometimes we don't. Should we be waiving nonprofit? So I think we should have a fee for nonprofits, just put it right in there, or right in there that nonprofits will be given.
And be
Keep in
careful how you
mind,
define nonprofits.
nonprofits
Does the
are
hospital-
any 501c3, the hospital, Center of Hope, any church, the Ku Klux
yeah,
Klan.
I think
Anybody
Boy
who comes
Scouts is good, but not nonprofit.
you know what, I'm not for a blanket statement either. I think they should come to the board and we should do this, we should waive fees on an individual basis.
We
Because
struggle to
because-
say that.
Be insanely careful when you say that, because you cannot pick and choose. If you say yes to him and no to him, you better have a darn good reason to say no to
But
him.
then I agree with Dave on that point, that you need to have a good reason. I think every time somebody sits in front of us and asks for a waiver, they need to explain why they need that waiver. It shouldn't be just a blank check.
I think that it has to be defined a little bit better when we struggled with this in my health department. And the best language that we had so far was a 100% volunteer nonprofit organization, meaning it wasn't a place that any money and paid people. We thought that that was, that definition would pretty much include everybody we wanted to include, exclude people that we wanted to exclude. And it wouldn't be what you just said, where we're playing favorites or setting ourselves up for discrimination.
Option B,
Dave, I'm sorry.
No, I should be the arbitrator of discussion, not so much the discussion.
I would say this, I don't think it's anything to do with favorites or even feeling, bad for somebody because they got denied and somebody got approved. This is our job, this is what we volunteer to do too, is to look at each individual one and then based on their merits or based on what they want to do, then we go for it, but they have to come in front of us.
So I'm gonna be the mean person here, and I'm going to say that I don't think that we should be giving waivers to any nonprofit. Mainly because it costs the town money to do inspections. It costs the town time. And I don't think that it's right that some, that it's cherry picked. Some people know that they can come to us and we'll give them a waiver if they ask us, and well, we're a nonprofit and we may we do good things in the community. All nonprofits do good things in the community, and I'm all for that. But some people may not know that if they come to us and ask for a waiver that we may give them one. So I feel like we're opening the floodgates, and
And I agree with you that the floodgates have been opened already.
But
You're just saying the same thing. You're saying we should not
I,
put
I
in,
think that we should not be giving
Right.
any.
I think we all saying that,
Wait a
right?
minute. Are you saying we shouldn't be giving any waivers?
We should
Or
not
are
be
you
giving
saying we
any
should
waivers.
set a fee for nonprofits? Or should we just accept that nonprofits fall under whatever they're doing? If they're doing a food service, they get food service.
Or you set a flat fee. You say,
Temporary.
Nonprofits.
you say, you know, all nonprofits will pay this, and that's the new policy. And that's the new statement.
The problem is that nonprofits there's such a wide range of nonprofits. There are people who
Right.
make a lot of money,
That's
you know,
true.
and on a nonprofit, and I think we gotta be really careful, because we think nonprofit as being those 2 or 3, the Boy Scouts or something.
Not necessarily.
Well, you know, I know, but but somebody else may consider that they're a nonprofit, and I would rather not get into this, right?
Same argument again. I think that the fact that we have a temporary food permit for $25 covers the people that we're talking about. The Boy Scouts don't offer year-round cookie sales. I know it's the girls. But, so the temporary permit isn't prohibitively high, so we could just keep it in place and say there are no waivers. It's gonna be a shame that all their cookies and half the money doesn't go. But do you do even foods that aren't potentially?
Yes, we did prepackaged foods.
Okay.
You know, I'm with you. I mean, our fee schedule, right in the preamble of this, says, it talks about that it has a cost. There's a cost associated to it, and the fees, you know, are aligned with the amount of work that it can take to do that. So, kind of in
I mean,
agreement.
I'm not opposed to looking at the fees and maybe coming up with a little bit different of a structure. I'm not opposed to that. But I think that because it does cost the office, it does cost time and money, but I do think that everybody needs to pay something.
I think we're all on the same.
Yeah, so let's move on. We don't want to have we don't want to exclude nonprofits as of now.
But we don't want to specifically create a category for nonprofits.
We do
either.
not want to
It falls
create-
under whatever it falls under, and as anybody else, everybody has a right to request a variance or a waiver.
They can all
Whether it
come
be a
Yeah.
nonprofit or it be BJ's.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
I think we're all good with
So
that.
scratch out the nonprofits, no special thing for nonprofits.
But we need criteria for waivers, and we don't have that. It could be conceived as discriminatory.
Right.
Right, well, we can,
So I think we just set a reasonable price, but we shouldn't necessarily.
we already have 25.
I'm not prepared to vote on these because I haven't seen anything that says that they're.
No, we're not.
But, so we can still look at it again later on.
Either what? Right, these won't, I don't need to adopt new
We're not
fees
adopting
until we
this.
adopt the donation boxes, because the donation box was include a permit that we'll have to set a fee for. And that's 2 months away, so we have,
But what about the other fees? Were they assessed recently?
Ritz and I sat down and looked at them, we did them in 2015, so they're only 2 years old at this time, they're not ridiculously out of whack. The fees for the building department were just adjusted, and I realized I shouldn't be holding one against the other, but a point was made during the hearings on that, or during the discussions on that, that we have to be cognizant of our citizens, and we shouldn't try to hit them all at once. So we might want to, these fees are reasonable to what we do right now. They're a little bit askew, but I think we should probably sit on them, or sit on the existing fees, and just try to catch up with what has to be in here that's not. And maybe next year or the year after, look at them to see if they're ridiculously accurate or not.
Okay.
I think that there should be the assessment every year. We don't have money to just give away. It really does have a price. The food service, for example, it's a flat fee of $200, but you have class 1, 2, 3, and 4 food service establishments that have completely different numbers of food service inspections that are required. And I don't know that we would pay for all the costs of permitting, travel, inspection. A good inspection for a class 3 or 4 establishment is supposed to take about an hour. So you're looking at 4.5 hours, 5 hours of.
So I know.
If we break it down a little more, we have grocery store, which is a 5 or 6 hour inspection, we have that set, we have market convenience store, public kitchen, so we did break out food services, we did break the licenses down, we did this last time actually, we broke it down into the bigger markets, the convenience store, limited retail food for those places that just have 2 candy racks next to, the auto parts. So it is broken down into degrees of difficulty.
Well, except for the classes that require different
What
numbers
classes?
of.
Well,
For
so-
food service establishments.
So Sue, I know Ritz had explained this to me a little bit, and I know she had said that like some of these, a lot of our stores have 5 or 6 of these different, they're not, so like some of the stores have like 5 or 6 of these little permits,
Right, a
and
couple
they're
of
all
farms,
lumped together.
a couple of farms has a retail food, a milk and cream, and a food service. They carry 3 licenses, so the combination of them justifies the cost of the full inspection and the application reviews.
And I don't know, do you classify the food service
Yeah,
establishments
so
here?
they're not, so that's what I think that's what you mean by the classifications. I don't think we have classifications here. I think she was showing me like some of the folders where some of the establishments have, there's a couple that have like 4 or 5 different permits for all their things, where they would be, where I think that's what you mean, where they would be like classes A, B, C, D.
Well, I'm just thinking about the food code and the classifications there. Do you have a different number of inspections for the different sorts of?
We do not, Massachusetts requires 2 inspections on every food establishment every year. That's what the Massachusetts amendments. Food code doesn't even recognize retail food.